Cheers to Brew Talk TV.
This episode of Brew Talk is brought to you by
California Craft Beer Association's Summit Beer Festival 2016, happening September 10th from 3 to 7 p.m. outside on Capitol Mall. Unlimited tastings of 400 plus beers brewed by 150 plus California craft breweries. Use Brew Talk TV 10 code and get $10 off the beer festival.
Nicholas Givanio here for Brew Talk TV, and we were at the first annual California Beer Summit. Thank you for coming on. I'm with the founder of Stone Brewing,
Co-founder.
Greg, co-founder. There you go. Thanks for correcting me. Co-founder of Stone Brewing, Greg Koch. Thank you for coming on. This is pretty cool, right? California, they have their first beer summit. Pretty cool stuff going on. In your words, why don't you tell everyone out there, other than the fact that there's almost 600 breweries in California, why is California a craft beer destination?
We make really tasty, awesome beer.
Really tasty, awesome beer.
And we have really awesome places to experience and enjoy it. When you think about visiting an area for beer, you think about the destinations. Where can you go? Who can you see? In California, we have so much of it. Some of the most famous brewery tours around Anchor in San Francisco.
Come on, man.
I mean, it's on the list of the 10 things to do in San Francisco that have nothing to do with beer. It's just one of them. And then when you say beer is part of it, well, then it becomes number one, right?
Absolutely.
And you have the famous Sierra Nevada Brewing Company up in Chico, and you got San Diego, which I've heard is not so bad of a place.
They're pretty cool to go to, right? I mean, it's kind of epic, right? I would say it's epic.
And here in Sacramento, we got this great event and this culture that is growing so much. Yeah, it's all kind of awesome. Awesomeness is the reason.
Awesomeness, I like that. I will cheers off. I will cheers. I can't even talk. I'll cheers.
I think you just did.
I think I did. I did.
Yeah.
You know,
I got that.
Can I dive into when you first did Stone? Like when you created Stone, when you were like, you know, you guys sat together and said, hey, we're gonna make this amazing beer brew company in San Diego. Did you foresee it kind of like catapult to where you are right now?
No, I couldn't have ever dreamed of the shape that it's gained. We thought about, hey, we want to make awesome beer. We want to make awesome beer that we're passionate about. It was a very different time. IPAs weren't a thing. Can you imagine a time when IPAs weren't a thing? Can you imagine a time when you walk into an average pub or restaurant and you didn't have like really awesome choices?
Like really good beer, right?
You were excited if you had one good choice.
It's true.
And the idea of 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 was almost beyond contemplation. So
yes, absolutely.
We have together as an industry accomplished so very much.
Yes, it is, and it's growing.
The Printed Image, local craft brew printing. For all your custom glassware and plasticware, visit theprintedimagechicco.com.
If a genie popped out of a beer bottle and said, this is the last beer that's not yours that you can drink for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd say you. I'm drinking whatever I want, whenever I want.
That
genie.
Awesome. Dude, there you go. Right up his
Tell
mouth.
me what to do, Genie.
Oh my God, and that's why
bottle.
you have your own company. That's why you started a brew company. That is awesome. I'm not gonna dive in. I'm not diving in on that.
API Brew Tours, so many beers, so little time. Book a custom brew tour or hop on one of the beer shuttles today. For all the information, go to apibrewtours.com.
Brew Talk beer moments. Do you remember your first beer? And if so, give us a story, please.
Yes, I discovered a beer. I don't remember the name, and it doesn't matter because it was back in the 1970s, very end of the 70s. Generic beer culture, cheap beer was everywhere, and I discovered some cans of beer left out in a field. And my buddy and I took
cans of beer in the field.
Yeah, they were just in some random field. I found a few unopened cans of beer. I scrolled them away, put them into the eaves of the attic of the garage to hide them because I was so young and I was actually scared. Like, oh no, maybe I get caught if I have some beer. But I kept thinking about this. I got to try it. It's going to be something I know I'm not supposed to do.
No, you're not supposed to do it.
This is bad.
You're like, but I want to do it.
I gotta try it. I don't even know what this is.
Okay,
and
cool.
It was a hot day. I didn't know beer was supposed to be cold, for one thing. And it was a hot day, and I snuck out with my buddy, and we popped this thing open. You know,
everywhere. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I tasted it. I'm like, this is nasty. It was awful.
It was bad. I mean, hot beer, like who knows how long you've been out there for?
I think one, my palate was not acclimated. Okay, I was maybe 12 or something.
Okay.
2, it was probably really shitty beer.
It was probably really shitty. It was in a field and someone just left it. I mean,
well, it was also.
I wouldn't leave any of your beer.
You weren't there in the late 1970s. I can tell you, awesome beer was not part of the equation.
So it was all bad.
It was almost all bad. I mean, there was one exception, Anchor, of course.
Yeah.
Right. But this was in Ohio, not in San Francisco. Yeah, it was pretty much all bad.
Pretty much all bad. Well, you know what, Greg, thank you so much for sharing your time and coming on today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir.
Greg Koch, CEO, co-founder of the Stone Brewing Company. I'm a fan of California beer.
Stakes are high and the valleys are low. She's a long shot, the pain it goes. Take a chance, you may never know. You may strike out, you may strike.
On the next episode of Brew Talk, join me on this Brew Talk adventure, brewing curiosity, as we harvested whole cone hops in Shingle Springs, California with New Helvetia Brewing. Hops, hops, and more hops. We joined founder Dave Gohl in his historic building, sharing some laughs and having some Brew Talk fun in this labor-intensive day. Brewing these fresh hops with Brewmaster Brian to wet hop their award-winning 916 Pale Ale. With a full wall of big beer awards, you take a sip and easily understand why. With their inspiration from Buffalo Beer Company, we became mad scientists for the day. Brewing a unique way, staying true to the ancient heritage of brewing, using New Helvetia's own individual flair. You do not want to miss this episode. So make sure to tune in with a pint for the next episode of Brew Talk. Until then, cheers.